Okay, I want to draw attention to this drawing because it's talked about further down in the words. And this word right here, prolegomena. I might not be saying that right. And you might have noticed I don't pronounce everything just exactly right. I do my best. That's all I can promise. But do take notice of this drawing of the grapevine. Phenomena which are inexplicable by any known laws are occurring all over the world and revealing the action of a free and intelligent will as their cause. Reason tells us that an intelligent effect must have an intelligent force for its cause, and facts have proved that this force is able to enter into communication with men by the employment of material signs. This force, interrogated as to its nature, has declared itself to belong to the world of spiritual beings who have thrown off the corporeal envelope of men. It is thus that the existence of spirits has been revealed to us. Communication between the spirit world and the corporeal world is in the nature of things, and has in it nothing supernatural. Traces of its existence are to be found among all nations and in every age. They are now becoming general and evident to all. Spirits assure us that the time appointed by Providence for a universal manifestation of their existence has now come, and that their mission as the ministers of God and the instruments of His will is to inaugurate, through the instructions they are charged to convey to us, a new era of regeneration for the human race. This book is a compilation of their teachings. It has been written by the order and under the dictation of spirits of high degree, for the purpose of establishing the basis of a rational philosophy, free from the influence of prejudices and of preconceived opinions. It contains nothing that is not the expression of their thought, nothing that has not been submitted to their approbation. The methods adopted in the arrangement of its contents, the comments upon these, and the form given to certain portions of the work are all that has been contributed by them to whom the duty of publishing it has been entrusted. Many of the spirits who have taken part in the accomplishment of this task declare themselves to have been persons whom we know to have lived at different epochs on the earth, preaching and practicing virtue and wisdom. Of the names of others, history has preserved no trace, but their elevation is attested by the purity of their doctrine and their union with those who bear venerated names. We transcribe the words in which, by writing through the intermediary of various mediums, the mission of preparing this book was confided to the writer. Be zealous and persevering in the work you have undertaken in conjunction with us, for this work is ours. In the book you are to write, we shall lay the foundations of the new edifice, which is destined to unite all men in a common sentiment of love and charity. But before making it public, we shall go through it with you, so as to ensure its accuracy. We shall be with you whenever you ask for our presence, and shall aid you in all your labors, for the preparation of this book is only a part of the mission which has been confided to you, and of which you have already been informed by one of us. Of the teachings given to you, some are to be kept to yourself for the present. We shall tell you when the time for publishing them has come. Meanwhile, make them the subject of your meditations, that you may be ready to treat of them at the proper moment. Put at the beginning of the book the vine branch we have drawn, for that purpose, because it is the emblem of the work of the Creator. In it are united all the material elements that most fitly symbolize body and spirit. The stem represents the body, the juice, the spirit, the fruit, the union of body and spirit. Man's labors calls forth the latent qualities of the juice. The labor of the body develops, through the knowledge thus acquired, the latent powers of the soul. This is still more of the Spirit's words to him. Do not allow yourself to be discouraged by hostile criticism. You will have rancorous contradictors, especially among those whose interest it is to keep up existing abuses. You will have such even among spirits, for those who are not completely dematerialized often endeavor, out of malice or ignorance, to scatter abroad the seeds of doubt. Believe in God and go boldly forward. There are some typos in this book, I've noticed. Believe in God and go boldly forward. We shall be with you to sustain you on your way, and the time is at hand when the truths will shine forth on all sides. The vanity of some men who imagine that they know everything and are bent on explaining everything in their own way will give rise to opposing opinions, but all who have in view the grand principle of Jesus will be united in the same love of goodness and in a bond of brotherhood that will embrace the entire world. Putting aside all vain disputes about words, they will devote their energies to matters of practical importance, in regard to which, whatever their doctrinal belief, the convictions of all who receive the communications of the higher spirits will be the same. Perseverance will render your labor fruitful. The pleasure you will feel in witnessing the spread of our doctrine and its right appreciation will be for you a rich reward, though perhaps rather in the future than in the present. Be not troubled by the thorns and stones that the incredulous and evil-minded will place in your path. Hold fast your confidence, for your confidence will ensure our help, and through it you will reach the goal. Remember that good spirits only give their aid to those who serve God with humility and disinterestedness. They disown all who use heavenly things as a stepping stone to earthly advancement, and withdraw from the proud and the ambitious. Pride and ambition are a barrier between man and God, for they blind man to the splendors of celestial existence, and God cannot employ the blind to make known the light. John the Evangelist, St. Augustine, St. Vincent de Paul, St. Louis, the Spirit of Truth, Socrates, Plato, Fenelon, Franklin, Swedenborg, etc., etc. Oh, that was the end of that talk. Now, I'm in a part of this that begins again, the Spirit's book. Book first, Causes, Chapter 1, God. God and Infinity. Proofs of the existence of God, Attributes of the Divinity, and Pantheism. God and Infinity. What is God? God is the supreme intelligence, first cause of all things. What is to be understood by infinity? That which has neither beginning nor end, the unknown. All that is unknown is infinite. Can it be said that God is infinity? An incomplete definition. Poverty of human speech incompetent to define what transcends human intelligence. And then as a little note here it says, God is infinite in his perfections, but infinity is an abstraction. To say that God is infinity is to substitute the attribute of a thing for the thing itself, and to define something unknown by reference to some other things equally unknown. The passage placed between inverted commas up here after each question is the reply made by the communicating spirits, whose very words are given textually throughout the whole of this book. The remarks and developments occasionally added by the author are printed in smaller type wherever they might otherwise be confounded with the replies of the spirits themselves. Where the author's remarks occupy an entire chapter or chapters, the ordinary type is used as, in that case, no such confusion could occur. So right here, this is the added part where I'm pointing, where it's smaller case and a deeper definition of ink. And here with the little quotation marks, that is the part. And you will see this as I read it. I will try to sound different for the answers as from the question. Proofs of the existence of God. 4. What proof have we of the existence of God? The axiom which you apply in all your scientific researches. There is no effect without a cause. Search out the cause of whatever is not the work of man, and reason will furnish the answer to your question. Now this part is not the answer of them, but just an added to by the author. To assure ourselves of the existence of God, we have only to look abroad at the work of creation. The universe exists, therefore it has a cause. To doubt the existence of God is to doubt that every effect has a cause, and to assume that something can have been made by nothing. Next question. What is to be inferred from the intuition of the existence of God, which may be said to be the common property of the human mind? Answer. That God exists. For whence could the human mind derive this intuition if it had no real basis? The inference to be drawn from the fact of this intuition is a corollary of the axiom, there is no effect without a cause. Next question. May not our seemingly intuitive sense of the existence of God be the result of education and of acquired ideas? Answer. If such were the case, how should this intuitive sense be possessed by your savages? Good answer. I like that. And here's the author's answer. If the intuition of the existence of a supreme being were only the result of education, it would not be universal. It would only exist, like all other acquired knowledge, in the minds of those who had received the special education to which it would be due. Next question. Is the first cause of the formation of things to be found in the essential properties of matter? Answer. If such were the case, what would be the cause of those properties? There must always be a first cause. Author. To attribute the first formation of things to the essential properties of matter would be to take the effect for the cause, for those properties are themselves an effect which must have a cause. Next question. What is to be thought of the opinion that attributes the first formation of things to a fortuitous combination of matter, in other words, to chance? Answer. Another absurdity. Who that is possessed of common sense can regard chance as an intelligent agent? And besides, what is chance? Nothing. The author writes this. The harmony which regulates the mechanism of the universe can only result from combinations adopted in view of predetermined ends, and thus, by this its very nature, reveals the existence of an intelligent power. To attribute the first formation of things to chance is nonsense, for chance cannot produce the results of intelligence. If chance could be intelligent, it would cease to be chance. Next question. What proof have we that the first cause of all things is a supreme intelligence superior to all other intelligences? Their answer. You have a proverb which says, "The workman is known by his work." Look around you, and, from the quality of the work, infer that of the workman. Now the author says, we judge of the power of an intelligence by its works, as no human being could create that which is produced by nature. It is evident that the first cause must be an intelligence superior to man. Whatever may be the prodigies accomplished by human intelligence, that intelligence itself must have a cause, and the greater the results achieved by it, the greater must be the cause of which it is the effect. It is this supreme intelligence that is the first cause of all things, whatever the name by which mankind may designate it. Now these next questions are on the attributes of the divinity. Question. Can man comprehend the essential nature of God? Answer. No. He lacks the sense required for comprehending it. Next question. Will man ever become able to comprehend the mystery of the divinity? Answer. When his mind shall no longer be obscured by matter, and when, by his perfection, he shall have brought himself nearer to God, he will see and comprehend him. Now the author's addition to this. The inferiority of the human faculties renders it impossible for man to comprehend the essential nature of God. In the infancy of the race, man often confounds the Creator with the creature, and attributes to the former the imperfections of the latter. But in proportion of his moral sense, as his moral sense becomes developed, man's thought penetrates more deeply into the nature of things, and he is able to form to himself a juster and more rational idea of the divine being, although his idea of that being must always be imperfect and incomplete. Next question. If we cannot comprehend the essential nature of God, can we have an idea of some of his perfections? Answer. Yes, of some of them. Man comprehends them better in proportion as he raises himself above matter. He obtains glimpses of them through the exercise of his intelligence. Next question. When we say that God is eternal, infinite, unchangeable, immaterial, unique, all-powerful, sovereignly just and good, have we not a complete idea of his attributes? Answer. Yes, judging from your point of view, because you think that you sum up everything in those terms. But you must understand that there are things which transcend the intelligence of the most intelligent man, and for which your language, limited to your ideas and sensations, has no expressions. Your reason tells you that God must possess those perfections in the supreme degree, for if one of them were lacking or were not possessed by him in an infinite degree, he would not be superior to all, and consequently would not be God. In order to be above all things, God must undergo no vicissitudes. He must have none of the imperfections of which the imagination can conceive. The author's words. God is eternal. If he has had a beginning, he must either have sprung from nothing or have been created by some being anterior to himself. It is thus that, step by step, we arrive at the idea of infinity and eternity. God is unchangeable. If he were subject to change, the laws which rule the universe would have no stability. God is immaterial, that is to say, that his nature differs from everything that we call matter or otherwise. He would not be unchangeable, for he would be subject to the transformations of matter. God is unique. If there were several gods, there would be neither unity of plan nor unity of power in the ordaining of the universe. God is all-powerful because he is unique. If he did not possess sovereign power, there would be no something more powerful or no less powerful than himself. He would not have created all things, and those which he had not created would be the work of another God. God is sovereignty, just and good. The providential wisdom of the divine law is revealed as clearly in the smallest things as it is in the greatest, and this wisdom renders it impossible to doubt either his justice or his goodness. And I will begin the next in another series.